Okay, so it's been about 3 weeks since we installed the Nuke boxes into the permanent boxes. So remember, the Nuke boxes had 5 frames of brood on them, and brood is any stage of where the from the bee laying the egg to the bee coming out, being an adult, coming out its cell. So that's what brood is, just a reminder. So we put in 5 frames of brood in each box. That's what the Nuke was that we bought. And then we also put in 5 brand new frames in each one of these boxes. So when we open up the box, first thing we want to see is, did they expand? Did they put more brood and honey on the 5 frames we installed in that box? So that's one thing we want to check on. And hopefully they did, and hopefully it's almost full. And if it is, we're going to install, or I'm going to install, a new box on top of each of these boxes. And those are the new boxes. And the new boxes have like 10 frames in them each. And they're just plain frames. I'll lift one up here. Okay, this is an old frame I had that had some honeycomb on it. So that's why I had that in there. But most of the frames are gonna be like this. Just plain, nothing on them frames. All right? And you'll see me do that in a few minutes. So this is my smoker. And I have some packing, cardboard packing. And what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna light it on fire. I'm gonna stick it inside the smoker. Then I'm going to, the flame will go out, but it'll still, it'll still be lit. And what I'll do is close the top, pump on this, which allows air to come through. And what it'll do is the smolderings, it'll smolder and make a lot of smoke. And that's what a smoker's all about. And then we're gonna smoke underneath the beehive, and that's gonna calm these bees down. All right, I'm gonna put the camera down and do all that, and then I'll bring you back. See that smoke? Oh man. I think I melted my glove there. All right. Go smoke underneath. Yeah, flame was a little higher than normal. Okay. Okay, here I am. We're gonna put a little smoke up in there. Come underneath and do a little bit. All right. Now I'm gonna get ready to open up the beehive. Let me regroup. Okay, I'm getting ready to open up the beehive. Yes, I should have my camera on a tripod. My buddy Cody's gonna be mad at me. All right, let me see. Took off the cover. That's what we call the inner cover. And you see we have some bees coming in and out that little hole. Can't lift it. It's all stuck together with what's called bee glue. So I have this trusty tool here. I'm gonna pry it open. So that easy. See all the bees on the bottom of the roof? All the bees there. I'm gonna go ahead and spray a little. Let me smoke them a little bit. Let's see. This would make Pam happy. Okay. Now we're gonna pull out. So we know the inner frames all have honey. All those wood frames, those are the ones we bought from that came in the Nuke. So now I'm gonna open up. Let's see, a plastic one had nothing on it. So let's see if they put some stuff on it. I don't see a whole lot. I was hoping to see a lot more. let's look at it. All right, oh, almost nothing. All right, a little bit of there, you see? Oh, these bees are moving very slow. I have to make a decision now if I'm gonna add this other box on here or not. Let me go open up another one. I still might put a box on it, just knowing I'm not gonna come back here for another couple weeks. Let's do this one. I can tell it's light. Let's see. Get it up. Let's see. All right. I mean, they're all over it, but not building much. A little bit of honeycomb built. You can see that. I'll put it back in. All right. So I'm a little disappointed. The bees just really hadn't done much. So let me take out a frame. You know, one of the frames we bought with the nuke that had all that stuff on it. Because in 3 weeks, remember, a bee, once you lay the egg, the bee, you know, hatches from its cell within like 20 days. So everything we saw 3 weeks ago has been hatched. So, do we have new brood? Yes. See all those brown muffin tops? That's all at least 10 days old, right? Because once it lays the egg, it goes 10 days before they cover it up, and then 10 days after it's covered, they have a, you know, the bee will hatch. And if you can see real close in there, maybe I'll take a picture. I see some cells that are not covered up, and I see a little white thing in there, and that would be the larva. So we know they laid an egg within 10 days there. Put it back in. I don't know which way it was. All right. Squish some bees. Okay, so there we are. All right. Yeah, I think I'm gonna go ahead and put the other box on top. The reason you don't want to do it is if this isn't filled up yet and you put all that extra empty space up there, you know, moths or predators can come in here and fill up that spot. But if I don't put it on now and this fills up in the next couple weeks, then they're going to want to swarm somewhere because they don't have enough room. So that's my decision. And I'm going to go ahead and put the box on it, knowing I'm not coming back for at least a couple weeks. Oh, I'm going to need 2 hands to do this. So I'm putting the camera down. Okay, the other box, we'll call this the blue box, the flower box. Much the same, you know, plenty bees, good, plenty activity. I see bees coming in and out carrying pollen. There's new brood. So they're all doing well. They're just not killing it, right? They're not, you know, filling up these other 5 frames really quick. So, which is fine. It just means there's not enough nectar or pollen or whatever out there. And part of the reason why I'm putting this box on now today, because in 2 weeks, I mean, you never know. Some would ask, how fast can they fill up a box? Or how fast can they fill up these 5 frames? They could knock out these 5 frames in a week, easy. So I don't want to miss that week where, you know, I'm not going to be prepared and have a box on top. They fill this one up, and all of a sudden they're ready to keep going, and they don't have any room. So that's why I'm putting it on now. And it's just that season. It's that season where that week can happen anytime. They would call that the honey flow. If someone says, oh, the honey flow, that just means there's a particular week or 2 weeks or 3 weeks where the bees are just going crazy collecting, and they're just building honeycomb and brood and everything, you know, really fast. So again, they could fill up one of these, they could fill up a whole box in a week. So, you know, build the honeycomb and everything and fill it up. So you have to be prepared, especially during this time of the season, and that's why I'm making a decision to put one on now. I do miss Brody. I don't have Brody here today. He couldn't make it, so, but he'll be here for the next part when we check it out the next time. So that's it. I'm gonna close this one up. So I don't know if you can see, but some of these bees are coming in with little pockets of yellow under them, and that's pollen. So bees will carry in pollen, or they'll go out from a flower and get nectar, one or the other. I don't believe they can do both at the same time. So if you see them coming in with a yellow pocket under them, again, that's the pollen. If you see them coming in with nothing, they're probably coming in with nectar. And that's food, right? So the honey is, as we all know, sugar water. So that's gonna be all their energy that they get to go do the work they do. And then the pollen will be all your protein and carbohydrates, which, living things need to do their thing there. And there you have it. We'll talk more about how they make the honey from the nectar on another video. Okay, here I am. It's about another month later. So we put the nuke out here, we transferred it into that blue box, waited about a month, because I was gonna add this second box, thinking the blue box would be full. The blue box was hardly, like no action at all. So I was hesitant to put another box on it, but I did. And now it's been another month, and a quick look, this box looks, man, like there's a lot of activity. It's almost like I need another box. I'm gonna open it up right now. Okay, this is pretty amazing. So this box, they filled this box up in no time all of a sudden. When you see that white color, what that means is the cells were filled with honey, and then the bees capped the cell to hold the honey in the cell. When you see the white color like this, that's honey. When you see a darker brown or muffin top, that would be brood, so baby eggs and stuff like that. Anyway, this is really good. And I'm not gonna pull every one out, but I can see almost all of them look like this. It's ready for another box, pretty bad. Okay, now I pulled out a center frame from hive number 2. So I hope you all know enough to tell me what I see here. So if you see this is really nice. This is like the perfect frame I want to see on this box. Okay, so around the top up here, it's kind of the white color. So what does that tell you? That tells you that was the cells are filled with honey, and they capped it with wax, and it's white. That's how you know it's honey. Okay, the lighter color caps, the browner color caps, that would be brood. So that would be little egg cells or larvae, whatever. They capped those up, capped those off with I'm gonna call it a muffin top, a lighter brown. And why this is so perfect, when bees build brood, so here's the fact of the day. So when bees build brood, so they'll fill up this bottom box, pretty much all with brood, more toward the middle. And as they build the brood up, up into the second story, it starts coming to a point. So that's why you see less stuff over here and less stuff over here. And it keeps going high till it gets to a point. And once it gets to a point, like we're seeing right here, they kind of top it off with honey. So what that's showing you is they're probably not going to build brood or add brood in this hive any higher than this top bridge that they made. So I can add another box and pretty much rest assured the next box will be all honey. They're not going to bring brood any higher than that bridge that they made. And so anyway, here again, this is ideal. On the other box, it was full of brood. So not exactly sure why. I'm sorry, the other box was all honey. So I'm not exactly sure why we didn't see any brood in the top box over there. But anyway, if that's the case, I'm gonna close this up, and I need to get another box on here pretty quick.